Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome. Steve Murray with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. Today, we're going to talk about Retirement Boss Radio, and our guest speaker will be Dave Pimper, who is the president of Lazarus Coaching and the developer of Retirement Boss Radio. I'm going to run through a couple of things here that we do at IAMS. You can certainly ask any questions, type them in, and we'll get them answered as quickly as possible. We'll have a couple polls that pop up. The quicker we answer those and can get moved on, the better. And don't be afraid to put a no. Yeses and nos are both just as good as far as we're concerned. We're trying to gauge interest in things that we can do to help you. So don't be afraid to answer a poll no. As I stated, my name is Steve Murray, one of the owners here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services. I'm a big believer in marketing, and more than ever, I think that the more we market, the more we give ourselves the opportunity to be in front of folks. The opportunities for success are better now than they've been probably in the last 20 years. So hopefully you're thinking the same way, and that's why you're here to learn more about Retirement Boss Radio. In the meantime, I want to make sure that you're aware of our new producer builders. One of the things that you can tap into at the 750 level is for us to kind of help finance your first 8 Retirement Boss Radio shows at the 750 level. That's a great deal, a great way to get yourself kicked off, and for us to help you with that process. So if that's of interest to you, in your first 180 days of doing business, be sure and let your sales director know that. Otherwise, obviously, any of those options are open to you. And I will say that if you've got something that you're already doing that you would like us to make a contribution towards, we're glad to do that as part of the new producer builder program as well. We've got some great programs that we've been doing here at IAMS for, probably some 15, 18 years now, some a little bit longer. A couple of those programs are notated here. One is the RPM program. Most of our business over the years has been built thanks to your referrals to us. And just like your business, we count on referrals to be a big part of what we do and do everything we can to earn those referrals. And so one of the things that we do to earn those is actually pay you a bonus based on the business that your referral does. So it's a pretty simple program, but very lucrative. So if you refer someone and they start doing business, we're going to pay them a bonus, and then we're going to continue to pay that bonus for as long as they're part of IAMS and doing business with IAMS. So that's nothing that comes out of their pocket. That's a bonus that comes out of our advertising budget. And so take advantage of that. If you got a colleague that you think can benefit from what we do in terms of products or services or incentives or training, let your sales director know, and we'll put you in as a referrer. When we get them a point and they're doing business, you'll start seeing checks come to you. Marketing reimbursement is a similar program. We've had that forever, as long as I think we put it in place about a couple years after I joined the firm in 1994. So what I would say about that is it's a simple program. When you do business, money goes into your marketing reimbursement account. When you spend money to increase your footprint in your area, then we will match that spend dollar for dollar. So it effectively doubles the dollar value of your marketing. We love to do that for you. So take advantage of those programs. I don't want to dwell a lot on the Firelight because now most of you are using it. That's the EAP system. That's the EAP system that most carriers use. And what we did here at IAMS is 3 or 4 years ago, we put a single sign-on. So now all of our carriers on the annuity side and a couple on the life side that use Firelight as their EAP platform, you can access through our website. Registration takes about a minute to do that on our website. Pretty simple process. You go in, put in your name and your email address, you send that along, and then we just confirm that you're licensed with us. If you are, then we get you approved and you can be on Firelight. So we can really do that. If you're getting ready to do your first app and you want to do it on the EAP platform, I would suggest that you go to our platform to do that. There's a lot of advantages to that for you. It's a lot easier. You can cut and paste from carrier to carrier, which you can't do if you're just accessing it through a carrier standalone website. A lot of benefits to doing that. So take advantage of it if you have not already. As I mentioned early on, most of you have. We've got a great advertising department. They do a tremendous job. In a lot of that work is pro bono, or just say, we can put together a number of flyers with your logo that you can use. We can help you with your website. We can help you make sure your Facebook is right. There's a lot of different things that are just kind of base level things that we can do to help you so that your footprint in your area, your image in your area looks as professional as it needs to. We all know that people aren't fishing around the world looking for your website so that they can do business with you. What they're really doing is when you say, hey, I think we might have a good fit for you, and they go to check, they want to see that you've got a website. They want to see how that looks and make sure it's a professional website. So it's kind of a base doing business. We can help you with that. A lot of things that we can do from an advertising standpoint, and most of that has come from people like you out in the field that have said, hey, this is something I think will work, and we just kind of pick and choose and find the best stuff that works for everybody and make that available to as many people as we can. So if you're not working already with our advertising team, ask your sales director what we can do, some of the things that we've done for other folks, and tap into that. We do most of that work pro bono. If there's some hard dollar costs, we do that at cost. Our interest is to help you grow your business. Many of our producers now, we've been offered the Retirement Analyzer as kind of our in-house retirement predictive software for about the last 17 or 18 years. So many of our regular producers now use the Retirement Analyzer. And some of that is because we pay for them. If you're doing business with us, we're going to pay your monthly fee. But some of that is because they've learned that, whether it be the support that we've provided, the support they've got from the folks at Retirement Analyzer itself, that they really do a nice job with helping you at every juncture of the way, and helping you learn how to use their product and helping you be more effective in front of your client with their product. So if you're not already taking advantage of that, I hope you will. Give your sales director a call. If you're doing business with us, like I said, we pay for that monthly fee for you. All I ask is if you get in and start using this, maybe this isn't for me, let us know that so we don't continue paying for it for you. We had that come up a few times where we're paying 6 or 8 months and the producer is not using it. But generally, we want to make that available to you. And even if you're just getting rolling with us, which just looking at our list here of attendees, I see there are a few of you that are just getting rolling with us, maybe not done your first business. If you'd like to take a look at the Retirement Analyzer and see if it could work for you, we'll make that available for you on a 30-day trial or something. Just give Marcus or Justin a call and ask for access. So take advantage of the Retirement Analyzer. It'll help you and your guests qualify for our Top Producer Summit at the Seaside Sanctuary, which is the sanctuary at Kiawah Island. If you've never been to that part of the country, if you've never been down to Kiawah Island, it's a beautiful place. That's a beautiful time to be there. Nice, late spring, very early summer time to be down at the sanctuary is great. It'll be nice and warm down there. They got some great golf courses, of course, but there's so much more to do down there. I've had the good fortune to be there 6 or 8 years ago and just had a great time with my wife. It's a beautiful hotel located on a beautiful property near Charleston and a lot of other things, but still off and kind of allows you to kick back and relax a little bit as well. Qualification is 18 months. We're about 6 months into it, so there's still 12 months to qualify. Very qualifiable. Takes $4.5 million of annuity premium, about 1/10 of that of life premium. I think we count single premium life at about 1.5 times benefit as well. So a lot of ways to qualify. All that you do with IANS counts towards qualification with that on our Top Producer Summit. So we'd love to have you join us. Qualification continues through the balance of 2023. We'll be going to Kiawah Island in March of 24. Many of you have been to our life and annuity academies. There are some aboard here today that have not. I'm just going to throw up a quick poll, and I would ask you I'll give you a chance to kind of look at what we do at some of the academies. We have, top producers generally join us for that. We have great topics around the annuity and life marketplaces, and it really is designed to help you meet more people, get in front of more people, be better equipped to help them through the sales process with tips from top producers built to do just that. So that's what the basic theme is of the top produce of our life and annuity academies, is putting you in a position with marketing and sales ideas to further your business. It's not really designed for someone just trying to learn about annuities or just trying to learn about life insurance. We do talk about product, but it's really not a 101 level course. It's more of a 201 or 301 level of training. So if you have interest in joining us, what I'm going to ask you to do is, once I this poll selected, I'm going to ask you, if you have interest, put yes on this poll, and what will happen is you'll get a registration form, and that will let us know that you have interest in joining us for one of our life and annuity academies. We'll probably have more here in 23 than we've ever had before. There'll be a couple that are just strictly life focused. The rest of them will be life and annuity. Some will be here in Omaha. We might have one or maybe as many as 2 here in our home office here in Omaha, Nebraska. And we'll then have a couple probably in conjunction with carriers at their home office. So, but all of them, we pay for your travel and we pay for your accommodations and meals while you're here. So the expense to you of an academy is the time out of your office. We usually go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you'll be out of your office. We'll bring you in on a Wednesday, whether it be a flight or if you decide to drive, and then we'll get you out Friday right after lunch. So you're going to be out of your office for basically 3 whole days. So that's the cost of attendance. The benefit of attendance is that you're going to go home with jam-packed ideas and ways to help you grow your business, and that's good for you and good for us. So if that's of interest, put yes on that poll, and we'll send you the registration form. If you've been to an academy in the last year or so, which we kind of suspended them, as many of you know, for a couple of years there during the kind of when travel was tamped down due to the pandemic limitations. So we're back. We were back kind of half force last year. We're back full force this year. So we'd love to have you join us. Thank you all for voting. I see just one person has not voted. Oh no, we got 100% vote. So thank you for that. We'll get you out information and get you a registration form set out. I'm going to close that poll up. Thank you for that. Now we're going to talk about being a radio host with Dave Pemper. So I told you that Dave is the president of Lazarus Coaching, but beyond that, he's also a top producer with us. He's been so for about 17 years. I met him actually at one of our top producers summit. He's on the back of the boat on an Alaskan cruise, smoking a cigar, and I went out and met him for the first time, or for the second time, really. We'd met at one of our academies initially, and we just had an opportunity to talk a little bit more about his business, what he does, his success. And then we did also get to the fact that he does some coaching. He had coached his advisors in both securities and insurance fields. And since then, he has helped us and many of our advisors grow their business via seminar coaching, radio coaching, Social Security, training coaching, and a number of other seminars as well. So he's got about 40, coming up on probably about 41 to 42 years of experience in the business. He's about 560 seminars that he's done in front of public groups, which is, as you can imagine, a massive amount. He's got about 25 to 30 years of radio experience, some quick snippets after the market closes, and some half hour to an hour recorded and non-recorded radio shows. So he's kind of run the gamut on radio, and he's designed Retirement Boss Radio to be easy, plug and play, and to be a great fit for advisors really looking to kind of grow their footprint in their area, increase their image, make themselves more referable, and most importantly, get more appointments every week. So let's listen for a few minutes to Dave Pemper, and we'll learn a little bit more about Retirement Boss Radio, and then we'll put up a poll and see if it might be a good fit for you. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Steve. How are you doing?
Very, very well. It's a beautiful day here in Omaha. Spring is going to spring any day now. I can just feel it, and business is great. Yep. It's a great time to be in our business. So what could we be? And it's my wife's birthday.
Oh, that's great. How old is she? Don't tell me. Don't say it. Don't say it. No. Well, good. Well, I hope you're doing. Yeah, that's right. I hope you're doing something fun with her today.
We'll think of something.
Yeah, darn right. You darn right. Well, thank you very much, Steve, for the nice introduction. I appreciate it. My name is Dave Pemper, and I'm a producer. I produce day in and day out. I'm hitting the bricks just like you are, and I've done it for a long, long time. I coach, which I used to do independently, but I coach strictly through IAMS now, and I have now for many years. It's been a good fit. FMO is a believer of helping the producer produce. That's how they get paid. So we're talking about not a 30-second ad on the radio or a minute ad on the radio. We're talking about being a radio host. And when you're a radio host, we're talking about an hour show. Okay, Steve, did you shoot me over the controls here? There we go. Okay, and everybody on the line. We got a good amount of people on the line on the webinar with us today. This is a very short webinar. This is a 10-minute webinar. We're going to be done. We're going to be done probably by asking questions here in within 15, 20 minutes pretty easily. But I think it's very important. If you've not thought about using a marketing technique as radio, maybe you should. So you got to ask yourself why. Why radio? Well, first of all, and a pretty amazing fact, radio reaches more U.S. citizens each week than any other platform. More than your computer, more than your phone, more than your TV. Is that wild? I work the pre-retired or just retired group. This, albeit the name Retirement Boss Radio. 61 is the median age, a little bit more tilted male than female. 93% of all adults in the 75,000 or over household income, their household average is 12 hours a week of radio. Now that's a lot. It wouldn't be that way for a younger adult or kids, because there may be more podcasts, but the older generation who has the money still listens to radio. Compared to seminars, and I do a lot of seminars. In fact, I got a second leg of my seminar this Thursday, Social Security seminar. But it solidifies you as an expert more than really than seminar marketing. Boy, I heard you on radio. I saw you on television. And you know what? The radio's hot. I mean, when you start looking at the rise in the different kind of radios, AM talk radio is big, and Rush Limbaugh had a lot to do with that. Who is now deceased, but is still pretty darn big. So who's audible? Rush Limbaugh no longer is because he's deceased. But Glenn Beck, Kim Komando, Dave Ramsey, they're doing it because of it's syndicated, and they got the advertising rights of it, and it gives them a lot of money. Okay. So I'm going to just quickly kind of give you a rundown of what happens. Let's say you're listening. We put up a poll at the end of this, and you can mark yes if you want to. And that means, hey, I want to talk to Dave Pimper for 15, 20 minutes. I want to get an idea of maybe could this fit into my marketing plan for the year? Is it within my budget? You know, can I get enough qualified leads to make my ROI, my return on investment, worthwhile? So here's what happens. Say a person, I'm just making this up because we don't have a place in Denver, but a person calls from Denver and says, Dave, I am interested in radio. Okay? So then what happens, we go through some things and make sure they're a fit, so forth, but we go to a media buyer. This media buyer is big. They're well known. In fact, I just gave him a prospect today, and this happened to be down in the Houston area, and he absolutely knew the station. He knew he had people on that station before, thought we could get a better time and actually a better price. They negotiated it themselves. He does all the negotiation. He has over 800 shows a week that he's purchased radio time for. It's big. He's done a lot of it. He knows he's done it for 25 years, and his family's been in the radio business for nearly 65 years, owning radio stations, etc. So he is absolutely proven, tried and proven in this business. So he goes out and makes the best deal he can. As long as you can find the right station, and it's like real estate, location. Radio is the right station, the right time slot, the right pricing. And radio is the bulk of what the cost of your show cost each month. That's the bulk, is the radio cost. If we can secure that and get the okay from the person, then we tag on the production company, which goes in. It's an hour recorded show, but we only record once a week for half an hour. The other half an hour is a pickup show. So you're only paying half of the production cost. We're one of the first ones to do that with this company. If not the first one, was pretty, and most people don't listen to a full show. They listen to a portion of the show. Okay? And so we pick up a second half. So what was the first half today? In 4 weeks will be the second half of that show. So you're only recording for a half an hour. That's pretty cool. So the production company supplies show notes. I actually go through those show notes and make corrections and make my comments and add or delete, or I put it in bullet form so it's easy to understand. You need to study those show notes before the show. If you don't, it's just like going in like Nebraska basketball is kind of on a roll right now, and they play, I think, Michigan State tonight. Well, you know what? They watched film of them. They know how they act or what they do and who their shooters are and who their rebounders are, who their blockout people are, who's good on defense. I mean, that's why you got to read those show notes. But then you got a co-host. He's the same co-host, Steve. He's the same co-host every time. He's great. He's the color guy. Makes us look good. That's the broadcasting company. Then, because it's recorded, but we say, let's open up the phone line, Steve, and then we give an offer. Our offers are strong. Our offers are to get appointments. This show isn't just to go out there and have goodwill, get our name out to people. I want appointments. Because you know what first appointments hopefully lead to? Second appointments. You know what second appointments lead to? Third appointments, which we close, and we're compensated for that. If you're in front of enough people right now, you don't need radio. But if you're looking kind of for a newer way to go in and market, it's a very, very good track. You know, one of our good shops that are up in the upper north central, yeah, they got 4 appointments last week. You know, we got 2 appointments last week. I mean, it's just, we would like to get 10 or more appointments a month. That is the goal. And then once they call in, they go into an inbound call center that's live. And they have an electronic calendar that we update every Friday. It takes us about 15, 20 minutes for the next 6 months. So they actually set the appointment right there when they call. And then it goes right into our calendar. Like magic. And we use that. Yep, pretty cool. So what happens is it's a turnkey system. You don't have to go in and reinvent. Can you change the show notes? Yeah, you can tweak them some, and you can, if you're a big annuity, maybe you talk more about annuities. If you're a big med sup, maybe more med sup. If you're more life, you talk more life. If you've got expertise in taxation, because there's some tax practices. One of my OSJ people has a tax practice. Steve does out in Texas. I mean, talk about taxes. Yeah. But I would say the bone, 75, 80% of it should be from the show notes themselves. The big thing I wanted to get across here is that it is very much a turnkey system. Okay, when the inbound high touch inbound call center, they have a script. The first month and a half, 2 months, I didn't, but my wife and I took the majority of the phone calls coming on in, so we could write the script for the call center, know what to say, how to say it. It basically is, thank you very much for calling Dave Pimper. Let's get you on his calendar. I mean, that's kind of what it is. Then they get the email address, so forth, why you're, specific things you want to talk about. Like here, this lead prospect, 3 years ago said, turning 59 soon, hasn't settled on someone yet. He has a 401k that is 7-figured. Also had questions about his Social Security. Social Security is a key. It's the most important subject when it comes to Retirement Boss Radio. So if you don't know Social Security, which many people don't, because not many advisors do, I coach you up on that Social Security claiming at no charge. IAMS, the FMO, Steve Murray's firm, pays me. They stipend me to coach you. I'm not in your hierarchy after that. They pay me a little stipend every month to keep you on board and answer any questions you got. So you got ongoing coaching, not coaching per se, but like quick calls, 3 to 5 minutes. I'm not going to go in and coach you all up for the rest of the life. Not doing do that, but I certainly am going to go in and answer, especially your Social Security questions. If you have any questions, type them in. If you go to www.retirementbossradio.com, retirementbossradio.com, you'll see there's a white paper there and some information, a little bit how the program works. There's our past shows, so you'll see them in podcast form. Cost, everybody asks what's the cost. Well, we don't know till we go get the radio station, because that's the variable cost and the most expensive of the cost. But I will say this, we're competitive. I would say 90% of all of the stations we have run between $3,000 and $4,000 a month. So it isn't cheap. And you should have the ability to pay for out at least 3-4 months or longer to let it work for you. That's important. I've been in radio for well over 30 years. I mean, with, of course, financial services, that's what my product is. But I've had a live show for 15 of those years. I mean, a host of a show. 11 years was called Your Money Matters, and now 4 years with Retirement Boss Radio. We do have locations available, not all, but most. I train you. I coach you. Most other FMOs, that doesn't happen. There's 3 coaching sessions. I'll coach you up on Social Security too, if you don't know. So it's kind of it's kind of both sides of the coin. Yeah, we call it studio in the box. You need to purchase. It costs you about $250 from Amazon. A professional mic, professional headphones, little sound muffler on the mic, and a little foam box that's like a studio record box. I'm telling you, it sounds good. Sounds like you're in a studio. I know it gets kind of complicated how all the components work together, but they do. They work together pretty darn good. And the end result for you, hopefully, is appointments. That's what radio's for. It's to get you appointments so you can do what you do best, and that is to sell. I like that word, sell. You can sell financial strategies and financial products. Okay? Al Jolson, an old actor, his quote is, "I like to do radio just like pictures leave the imperfect stuff on the cutting room floor." Well, you know what? You can. Because it's recorded. Today I messed up 3-4 times, and we just start over again. He makes a note of it, and they do a very good job in the inner workings. They do a very, very good job of splicing things and not hearing mistakes. The production company, I think, is pretty fabulous. There's an old saying, it says, "Procrastination is my sin. It brings me constant sorrow. I really shouldn't practice it. Perhaps I'll stop." You know what? Tomorrow never comes for a lot of people. I've never had anybody come to me and say, "Gosh, Dave, it's amazing how I got rich from procrastinating." Just, no, it's not a positive. People who take action normally are the most successful. If you heard something today where you thought, "You know what? I'd like to increase my production." If you don't need an increase in production, there are a few people out there like that. No, this isn't going to be for you, because you're going to get appointments. I mean, you're going to be busy with appointments. But if you'd like to get more information, and it's me, it's not one of my associates, it's myself who talks with you, 15, 20 minutes, kind of what you're doing, what you want to accomplish. Could radio be the right marketing tool for yourself? Those are all questions that could come on up. Steve, I'm going to turn it over to you. I know we've got at least a couple questions here that we're going to answer, and then we'll button this up and call it a day.
Great stuff as always, Dave. I did throw the poll up there, so if you have interest in radio, you can vote. Dave, before you got on, I talked about the opportunities in the marketplace today. And one of the questions that arose since then was like, because I talked about, building your image, and I talked about appointments.
Yeah.
So talk about calls to action, how those actually result during the course of your radio show. Like, what are your most popular calls to action, and how many appointments do you normally receive on a given Sunday?
Right.
Things like that.
Well, you've got to give things away, and they can't cost money. So it could be an income plan. It could be a forensic fee analysis. It could be a 11-page Social Security report. There has to be something. It could be, the 2023 modern 401k rollover guide. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be something that you're giving away, which we provide the guide. It could be on taxation. I mean, and we've got our offers. I've got, I'm just redoing new offers right now. I'll just include them in my old offers. If they're working, you don't change them. And then there's some kind of time restraint to it, Steve. So it's like the next 5 callers, the next 7 callers will get. If you call in the next 15 minutes, if you call during the show, I mean, just all the call to action. I mean, our offers, Stephen, you know who it is. It's the name is Will. They've had a radio show, and it was a different kind of show, but it did for a while what they wanted to do, but they got very, very few call-ins. And the difference in ours is ours has a strong offer. Look, I think it's great material also. I think it's great material. It's retirement planning material. Steve, and this came up a couple of weeks ago when we were doing the webinar, but a person asked, do I have to be investment licensed? And the answer is absolutely not. There's many people out there doing radio shows that are strictly insurance. and they do very, very well. So really, we're not selling on Retirement Boss Radio. We're trying to get an appointment set. And so, we talk, Steve, you probably know this, we talk every show something about Medicare because I got a Medicare shop. Hey, Steve, by the way, where do I run all my Medicare business through?
Your good friends at IAMS.
Hey, good friends at IAMS. They do a great job of servicing us and answering any questions we have. Yeah, but I personally don't like senior health. That isn't my cup of tea. But my son Sam, yeah, he likes it a lot. He's been very successful at it. And we run all of our business, all of our Medicare business goes through Insurance Agency Marketing Services. But we mention Medicare every show. I mention Social Security every show. Now, if you're not doing Medicare, don't mention it. But you need to learn Social Security if you're going to work with that pre-retired and just retired. 59% of all retirees that are taking Social Security say it's their major source of income. I'm telling you, you can't be a retirement planner if you don't know Social Security. You can be a financial planner in that accumulation stage, but not in the decumulation stage. So we coach you, we teach you. IAMS pays me to coach you up on 2.5, 3 sessions of Social Security, so you really, really understand it. So you're able to answer those questions. And then you've got me as a backup that I'm available at any time that you call. As long as I'm not an appointment, I can even be in appointments. Jimmy down in Florida that has such a great turnout for the Social Security seminars, he's called me now at least a couple times right with this client, right in the very same room to get the answer.
It's really a great resource for us for Social Security claiming, and that probably in terms of not to speak jargon. So the CTAs are calls to action. Those are the, call now. And then of course they're not calling into the radio show. They're calling into an appointment setting firm, which right. Dave has vetted and set up. And you've seen what those appointments actually look like. And that's, there are key ingredients to success. Dave often talks about, throwing ingredients together to bake a pie and how that can come out and be, well, if you throw the wrong ingredient in, if you don't have a good appointment set up for them, then you got a pretty bad tasting pie. And you can't have, when you're spending money in advertising, everything's got to be set up right. And so that's the advantage of having Retirement Boss Radio there. If radio is something you've ever considered, I would encourage you to mark yes on that poll and find out a little bit more about it, and keep in the back of your mind that you heard from Steve Murray on the webinar that if the situation is right, if the area is right, we can get you set up with the kind of time that works, and you're willing to do your business with IAMS, we're going to help you with that cost. So beyond just helping you with the cost of coaching with Dave, getting you coached up on the things that you need to learn to be effective on the radio, which will also make you effective in the rest of your business, and getting you set up with all the equipment and the time and everything that you need, we're also going to help you with the monthly expense of that. So if you have interest, put yes on that poll. Take 5 or 7, 10, 15 minutes, however long you need, to chat with Dave to confirm or unconfirm your interest. And then let's take that next step, because there's not been a better time to be, as I mentioned at the outset, I've been in the business since 1984. And not since 2005 or 7 has there been a better time to be in this business. And the opportunities that we have right now with higher interest rates, market volatility, they're once in every 15 to 20 years opportunity to grow your business and to increase your client base. And we want to help you with that. And now is the time to do it. So whether you decide radio or you want to get into seminars, or there's something else that you want to do to try and grow that base, give us a call. Let us help you, because it's the time to do it. Let me see if I get talking and I forget to check questions again. Let me see if there's anything else here, Dave, before I let you go.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I sent. So the question is, can we get these slides? We don't make these slides available, and there's really nothing magic about these slides, as you all know. But if you want to hear this broadcast again, or one like it, we do Retirement Boss Radio at least once a month. And so we have those hung out on our website, and you can go back and listen to that one, to an earlier one. And you can go back and listen to this one. This one will be hung out there probably later this afternoon or tomorrow if you want to re-listen to it. So yes, can you hear a Retirement Boss Radio show? You could. You would need to go to Dave's website to do that. Let me look here really quick. Dave, would you give that? I chatted Dave's website, but Dave, would you give
Yeah.
it to him here really quick?
Yeah, it's www.retirementbossradio.com. Retirementbossradio.com. We got got a bunch of them on there, but all of those podcasts are always from the current week that they were aired. Will be on that website. It has a white paper, gives a little background to myself, a little bit of what I've done, but it's a good resource. It's a good resource to kind of if you're probing www.retirementbossradio.com, and I'd love you to go on that and just browse and peruse and see what you think, and hopefully if you mark yes, we can talk about that too.
Most everybody has marked yes. We've got a couple people that haven't voted for whatever reason. So I think I'm going to close that poll out. I don't think we have any more questions, but I am going to take the group to your website. So you can,
Okay.
I know you've got appointments and things going on. Do you want to hang on with us for that, or do you want to say goodbye?
My appointment's at 11, so I got a little bit of time, so I'll hang on.
All right, let's go there right now. I'm going to go to, I think, okay, there we go, retirementbossradio.com. So you can see that Dave's got kind of things set up, the basics, how it works, what you get, spending some time with Dave. He's going to coach you up on some basic things that you need to know with radio and some basic things that you may need to know as far as the calls to action, like a little bit of Social Security stuff, and be a resource for you. So it really is kind of A to Z. Dave will get you set up and walk you through everything. And if you want to hear how a show actually sounds, go to the bottom of this website and you can see he's got podcasts. And Dave, talk about why they're in 26 and 57-second segments.
Yeah, so what happens is that the hour is set up into 15-minute segments, and we only really speak for about 11 and a half or 12 minutes, because the other time there's advertisements, there are commercials, and there's some intro music and so forth. So it's all done, when you take a look at the times on those, you're going to see of just how of how long they are, but they're basically in 15 or 30-minute segments. So there's 4 segments, of course, in an hour. And when you listen to them, I mean, you'll get a real good feeling. You can tell that when they're February 29th.
25th. There's 25th is the last one. The 25th is the last one.
Yeah, 25th. Yep. So they're very, very current. They get updated right after I get it. And the production company sends us my administrators, and they upload it to the website. So jump on that. I think those podcasts will kind of enlighten you of what you could sound like on the radio.
And so what Dave does is that he records, and what you'll have to do initially is probably record about 3-hour-long radio shows, half-hour segments, and then basically after that, what you do is you record one new segment for a half hour, and then you add into that one of your oldest segments and kind of replay that. Mm-hmm. And so basically after you get through recording those first 2 or 3 full radio shows of an hour, then after that, you're basically recording just half-hour segments and then repurposing an old half-hour segment. And that saves production costs. It's an efficient way to do it. And frankly, it works really well. And Dave, you notice any drop-off in your appointments that you get when you play those re-recorded events?
None. None. You just don't. I mean,
most people aren't going to sit and listen for an hour anyway, right?
They don't. They may like Dave Pimper, but they'll listen to me when they're driving from church to the restaurant. They like Dave Pimper, but they're going to wait until they might be in the summer or spring and they're working in their shop, but they're not, it's just, they might listen to the whole show, but most people do not. We say our phone number, truly, in all the offers, Steve, our color guy, co-host, he just makes us look good. And I bet every 15 minutes, I would say that our phone number is said probably 5 times. So I bet it's 15 to 20 times a show is how often the phone number is mentioned.
So the question has arisen, can't do a show on Sunday because that's his church day, so he needs Saturday. So
Yep.
there's two things going on here. Number one, what do you best in terms of times? What are the best times? You like Saturdays, Sundays, both
Well,
as good?
he may go to church, but he isn't recording on Sunday.
Exactly.
He's recording on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it's recorded. So, yeah, no problem. Now, if it's your religion that you can't have your show, that's a different matter. But if it's from a time standpoint, no, of course you can have it on Sunday because I go to church on Sunday, and I have my show on from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock every Sunday. That's time. I would say prime times are Saturday, Sunday, starting at 7 o'clock a.m. on Saturday, goes out to about 3 o'clock on Saturday. Sunday, 8 o'clock, probably go out to 2 o'clock on Sunday. And so that's prime time. You'd rather be on prime time than fringe prime or bad prime. I mean, remember, you need the right, I told you that the location for radio, it's the right station at the right time slot at the right time. So let's just say you got a great station, but it's a 2 a.m. in the morning time slot. Well, how many people are listening? None. You get a great price on it, still isn't worth it. So, there's sometimes we'll see where it's in Chicago or L.A. and it's big money because it's a huge city. It's like I would never pay that much. I would never pay that much because normally this runs all in $3,000 to $4,000 a month, and theirs might be $12 grand. But you know what? I mean, I was talking with Steve, the co-host, and a couple of weeks ago, one guy got 19 appointments from the show. 19. Well, all of a sudden, now what he's paying doesn't seem too bad. Right. So it's the value. It's just, is it a good return on your money or isn't it? And I think radio can be a great return. Most people think it's out of their budget, but you know what? It really doesn't cost any more than a seminar does. So think about radio. It's really, really helped my business.
So you do seminars, and we do Social Security seminars for about $3 grand or so for 2 seminars. And you do probably one of those a month. Then you do your 4 radio shows, and what is that? What do you spend on your radio shows? $4,500, $4,600?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to spend about $5 grand on my radio because I have more than one show too. I do the side show.
Okay, Boomer.
So mine's going to be a little more expensive. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Boomer Radio. That's exactly right. Small, but they got 3. They're on 3 little stations, in Omaha. So I'm on that also. But again, having this webinar, it's just to get in your head. Could radio be something that I'd be good at? I mean, as a producer, is radio something that maybe I've not investigated before? Remember, those 7 letters in 2 words are important. Turnkey. I have a process. It's turnkey. And you said it many times, Steve. I mean, I sound pretty good on radio. Most people do. By the time they get the production, they take all the bloopers out, they're coached up. No, most people sound pretty darn good on radio. And I think, and I don't know you, but I think that you can too. So I would, hopefully you marked yes and we can talk.
Yeah, you got a lot of yeses today, so you have a lot of calls to make, which is good. I think the opportunity is ripe for radio, so I'm glad that we have a lot of interest there right now. That's all the questions that we have. Is there any last things that you want to add, Dave, before we close up?
I hope Nebraska wins basketball tonight against Michigan State. No, I'm just joking. I do hope. No, radio. Most people don't look at radio as a marketing. They just don't think about radio. They think about seminars. They think about direct mailers. They think about all the different. Steve, you've seen about every marketing program and scheme there is to known to mankind. But radio is one of those. It's kind of out of sight, out of mind. Don't let it be. It can be something that can be pretty important.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that. I think opportunities.
See. I was just reading. This is the love month.
It is.
That's what it said.
Yeah. I'm glad that you actually read what's on the screen.
I do. But don't. Radio can be it can be, and we got a process that does work. So we're pretty happy about that.
Yeah, they're not everywhere, and there are folks that I know offer radio, like maybe you can, or they say, "Hey, we can put our show in your area." This is you, and that makes a big difference. I think you doing the radio show, Dave gives you the show notes, yet it's come out sounding pretty professional. You do, it is a financial commitment, because if you were to bear all that cost yourself, as Dave mentioned, you're probably looking at
Oh
spending
boy.
4 or 5
Yeah.
grand a month. But I'm going to tell you up front, there's opportunities in particular areas that we're very interested in helping an agent get in there. So if you have a conversation with Dave and it sounds like something you might be able to use, don't if there's an inkling that it might be a good fit for you, let's have a conversation. You have a conversation with Dave, and then let's have a conversation. Let's see if it might be a good fit for you. We want to make it happen for you.
So,
What
Steve,
I've
I
done
also want to
here.
make sure that I would say one more quick thing before we go, because I know we're going to go pretty soon. But what you're basically saying is that if someone really is interested in doing radio and they're kind of the right guy or right gal, that that you're willing to help them or throw a little money at the deal to help them get started
Yep.
and get it going and ramping it up. Yeah, good. Yeah,
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. I mean, now is the time. Don't miss out on opportunities. What I've done here now is I put our website up just so you can see. I've had a couple people ask for the slides. So if you go to our website, which is www.imzinc.com, and go to the YouTube icon right there, click on it, then you will see all of there's like the Social Security one that Dave and I did last week. Let's see, when's the last Retirement Boss Radio? Let me know if you see it. Oh, there it is, Retirement Boss Radio. So about a week and a half ago or so, 10 days ago, we did Retirement Boss Radio. So if you want to listen to that one, you certainly can. Or if you want to wait for this one to come up, you certainly can do that. If you have any questions after doing either of those, as I said, give us a call. And you can see there's a lot of great subject matter on our YouTube site. It goes on and on and on with all kinds of different things. So there's lots of ways that we talk about on a daily and weekly basis to help you grow your business and to get you in front of more clients. I think Retirement Boss Radio is among the top of those right now. So appreciate the opportunity to work with you. Thank you for holding with us. Appreciate your time as well, Dave. I know you've got a busy schedule of appointments and looking forward. You've got a seminar this evening, do you?
Got one on Thursday.
One on Thursday. Good.
Yep. So it's the second leg of the first one that I kind of did. I was really happy about. So we'll finish off and hopefully have a great week. And I got a lot of appointments. So thank you everybody for listening and have a great rest of your week.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate your time today. Thank you, everybody, as well. Let's rock and roll. Give us a call here at 800-255-5055 and let us know how we can help you. Have a great day.
Bye now.